So MFL is releasing for free to everyone to play a 1-season trial year, which is fantastic. It means you get to create a club and have the full MFL experience for completely free. And in today's video, I want to show you guys exactly how you can play MFL for completely free while creating your club, or by spending $10 to $30, or by spending however much you want and having fun on the game. I have now played for 2 seasons, and I would like to say I'm pretty experienced, as I have done all 3 methods really in all different kind of clubs. So I feel like I'm quite well placed to show you exactly how to start your MFL journey. Now, as I record this, the trial clubs isn't actually out yet, but I've created many a club, and it's very, very simple. You pretty much get a random wheel spin of where you get the club in the world, which is very exciting, and then you get to create your club identity. As you can see here, I've managed to do that with 4 separate clubs: Shizuoka Raycon in Japan, New York Ardent in New York, Cusco Espirito, you guessed it, in Cusco, and Matsuyama Tamashi in Matsuyama, Japan. And then you'll be able to develop and build your club however you want. For example, going into Season 9, my club is Shizuoka Raycon, and we are going to be in the Ice League, which is the third from bottom league in MFL. You have Flint, Spark, Ice, Stone, and then you keep going up. I think it's Bronze, Silver, Gold, Platinum, Diamond. But with your free club, you will start in the Flint division. But for example, here with Shizuoka, us in the Ice division, I managed to get together my squads of players, which are mine in my agency. Now, the things we're going to go through today is your agency players, or players you can bring in on loan, because they are different ways where you can either spend money to play the game or play the game for completely free. Quite literally, you could play a season of MFL for nothing, which is incredible. And if you do that, I ask just one favor: click the link in the description down below, or use code 348655. So when you sign up to the game, you'll be able to help me basically. You'll get a free player once you spend $25 or more if you decide to do that, and I will as well. And I love all the free players I can get, because my HQ is getting pretty big, and I'm on the verge of buying a 5th club, which is very, very exciting. But anyway, we're here to talk about exactly what MFL is. Now, as I've said, I am 2 seasons deep into the game, and I'm currently managing 4 different squads: 2 in the Flint division, 1 in Spark, and 1 in Ice. I have, in terms of players, 124, ranging from rare players to uncommons to limiteds to commons. Now, when you're in the Flint division, ratings wise, you're going to want to kind of be around this 50 to 60 range. Will be competitive in them divisions. But how do you go about getting them players? Now, first up, we'll go with the free version, shall we? That is the scouting market. Now, what you want to do is click on scouting, and this is basically a massive pool where you can find players that you want to play in your club for completely free. So out of my 124 players, which are on my HQ, probably around 50 of them, 40 of them maybe, will be sent out on loan to other players in the MFL universe, which is pretty incredible, because my players get to go out there and either earn me MFL, or I'm happy with them just training in a club. Now, as I record this, you currently can't do any contracts, etc., so I can't show you exactly how to do it. But basically, what you want to do is come to accept division, come down to Flint, and there will be a list of like 500 players here. And you get to basically go through and offer to different managers, real managers in the world, players that you want to pick up on a loan deal for just 1 season, which, if you're doing the trial season, is absolutely perfect. For me, it's a really good way of testing whether you like MFL, whether you want to be involved in the universe. And for me, I think if you play a season, you'll realise why everyone really likes it who plays it. So I will imagine you'll probably end up purchasing your club at the end and getting your rewards. Now, one other thing, a little cheat tip for me, is I always go with anyone that's got auto accept on. As a manager myself, I always put auto accept on any of my players that I have, purely because I want them to go out there and get game time. I'm not really too fussed about getting the biggest percentage. What I would recommend is going between anywhere from 2% accepted revenue share. So out of your revenue that you will earn on MFL in your Flint division, you will give up 2% for that 1 player. Now, obviously, you need a squad of about 20 players, so that'll go up to 40%. Anywhere from 2 to your best players being around 5%, I would recommend for your first season. This will give you some rewards at the end. Not a lot, to be honest, because we're in the bottom division, but most importantly, it will give you a real taste of how the game is, playing with some decent players. And then you can go into the market and buy your own players next season if that's what you'd wish to do. Now, currently, the MFL market is actually quite low, to be honest. And I'm a player which invested when it was quite high. But I am not worried in the slightest because I think this free trial is going to get so many people to come in and play the game. And I fully believe that once you play the game, you'll fall in love. Exactly how I did. Now, currently, if we cap this at $1 for one player, and we go by rating high to low, you could technically build a squad for $20 by just coming to $1 and buying any players in the positions you want. For example, goalkeepers, you could come in here and buy Anolfo Amaro. He's a 5'11", 32-year-old goalkeeper who you could join your squad at 63 overall. You could get this guy who is retiring soon. You can see that by this little calendar symbol. If you see that, it means this guy's going to retire at 34 years of age and he's 5'10". You come to this guy, he's 6'1", 32 and not retiring. This would be my choice as a $1 goalkeeper. And because basically he's not retiring, he's over 6 foot tall, which is always good for a goalkeeper, and currently has no contract at another club. You would move on then into right back, into centre back, left back, DM, cam, wingers, strikers, whatever you decide to build, and build out your squad for literally $1. Or you could set this to maximum of, say, $10, and maybe you're trying to build a bit of a younger side. If you're looking to stay in the game for a longer period of time, you could come down to age, $10, cap this at 23 years old, and go out there and buy some of the better younger players. You can see they're more expensive because obviously they've got room to grow. Like Jean-Charles Seguin here, who's 21, is $10 at right back. If you click on progression, you can see he actually started as a 54, has gone up to a limited player, and is now potentially going to progress more and more and more. He was sold for $15 just back in July and looks like a really good pickup for $8 at 21 years of age. 78 pace, 70 physical, decent dribbling and defending, a really solid right back for $10. So you could go out there and you could spend, let's say, $150 and build your really good Flint young team if you're planning to stay in the game longer than one season. Now, you might only want to play one season. Don't worry. If you buy players on the market, they will still be yours. And you can play the game as an agent. Exactly how I've said with some of my players in my agency. If we scroll down to, say, Ramon Pinheiro, I am most likely going to list this guy up on a loan deal and he'll be able to be picked up by other players in the game. You could do that with your players. If after one season you're, not having the most fun managing a team, but actually it's player progression you get a big kick out of, you can let people do that for you. I can set this availability so Ramon Pinheiro goes out to the Spark division. I get 2% of their revenue, and if I want him to, we can have it so he plays at least 10 matches, or I get an additional 10%, which would be massively ideal. I can click auto accept and let him go out on loan. So you can also do that. And as we come to it, on Wednesday evening, so this video is coming out on a Tuesday, the trial club should already be live. And on the Wednesday evening, there'll be a pack drop as well, which is incredibly exciting because if we go down into the store, there will be packs that will open up like these: rare packs, standard packs, limited packs, and kickoff packs. And these will be available to buy with USD. And they'll drop at 10 p.m. UK time, 11 p.m. French time. And you'll be able to buy packs with money as well if you wish to get first owned players, which over the last 2 years I have found out is where I enjoy pretty much everything on this game is first owned. For example, Bryce Bazin here is a 25-year-old, packed him last season. He's first owned, he's mine. No one else ever played with him, and I really, really enjoy that. Or I've got a player here like Victorio Andrade, who I brought for $2.50 back in June, and I brought him as a 51 overall. And he has now progressed up to a 66, and it cost me just $2.50, which is incredible. So you can also buy players at really cheap prices, like them $1 players, get them at a decent enough each. I mean, I brought him at 23 for $2.50, and look at him now. He's probably worth $10 to $15 in a market probably about a month ago he was worth 25 to 30. So, if the market picks back up again, I've got a really good player there, signed for just $2.50. That is a 10x in price, which is very, very cool. And pretty much all of my agency is now built up of players that I have packballed, which is very, very fun. And I find that a really enjoyable way to play. You might just want to go in there and absolutely smash through a league. And that's what my mate Davies has done for the last couple of seasons. Now he's actually trimmed his agency down just a little bit. But if we look at here at his club, Koh Samui, last season in season number 8 in Spark, he did the definition of smashing a league. 20 games, 20 wins, 81 goal difference and 60 points. And basically just had a team which was way too good and won every single game. And he actually didn't enjoy it nearly as much as the season before that when he had a team which finished in 4th place, because it was a bit of a challenge. And that's sort of something I've realised as well. I have a club here in Shizuoka Raycon where we managed to win the league in the season before, in season number 7 in Spark. 14 wins, 6 draws, 2 losses, won the league. But this season just gone in Ice, we came 6th in an incredibly tight season, and I really enjoyed it because it was tactical. There was a battle in every single game, and it was really, really fun and really rewarding as well. Now, we just fell short of getting into the playoffs by just 2 points, but it was really enjoyable, and that's sort of the fun thing I would recommend to people, is don't go out there and try and buy like 70 rateds in Flint. Get players which are, as I said, between 50 and 60. If you're looking to try and get promoted and you want to buy the club so they're in Spark, I'd go with maybe 60 to 64, but don't go any higher than that. Don't go crazy, and have fun learning and enjoying the game. You can also have fun with the tactical side of the game as well. This is my team at Shizuoka Raycon. I play a 4-2-3-1, but I don't do that for every team. For example, NY Ardent, who comes 2nd in the league last season, but sadly we lost both games in the playoffs. With these, I play a 4-1-2-1-2 wide, so a completely different system. I've not quite sorted it out yet in terms of players, but with Cusco Espirito, last season we played a 3-5-2, I believe it was, and with Matsuyama Tamashi, I played, I think, just a bog standard 4-4-2 and had it more as a farm club to earn me some MFL and get some players doing their progression. So have fun with tactics. You know, there's nothing too crazy in here. If you're a Football Manager fan like myself, you'll be used to, like, you know, loads of individual player instructions and team instructions. This is very simple. There's very simple in possession, out of possession tactics that you have on different players, and you can end up editing as well the different players' instructions slightly. So, for example, if we go here on Charles Lossieu, click on this little drop down, we can see we can actually set it so he is more direct rather than just the whole team, or he dribbles more, or he passes more riskier, he triggers press more. You can't have like an advanced playmaker, etc., but you can effectively build it in your player instructions. And I would recommend having fun with player instructions. Build a team which can play multiple systems. So if you're coming against a 4-4-2, you can switch into a 4-1-2-1-2 to effectively try and have a cam in the hole. If you're playing a 4-3-3, you want to try and exploit the central areas because they've got less cover in them areas. So play a 4-1-2-1-2 narrow. Just, you know, use your tactical brain, and it's really, really fun. MFL is a game which I've really enjoyed getting into, and if you're going to go into it and this is your trial season, take the tips from this video and enjoy. It is really fun, and let me know if you're a brand new player down in the comments, and of course, make sure to click that link so you get to join the affiliate membership. Now, affiliate is something which is coming very, very soon to MFL, so keep an eye out on that because you might be able to join the Kempi Army. But more on that in later videos. For now, take the tips, enjoy MFL, and I'll speak to you guys next time.